Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Kings of Cold podcast. Today's show is going to be a little bit different. We are recording for Memorial Day weekend, camping with the crew. Refrigeration, old guys, retired technicians, HVAC commercial guys, young bucks coming up in the trade, and we're going to get interviews with them, and we're going to have a fun time just chatting with our friends and seeing how everything goes. So thank you, everyone, and enjoy the show. All right. You ready? I'd like to welcome to the show a young tradesman. He's a journeyman. He's been around for a long time in the trade. I've known him since he was probably about knee-high to me, and I'm very proud of this young man's growth. Happy to see him be where he's at today. The son of my mentor, Mike Mix, Mr. Justin Mix. Welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got into the trade, and what you're doing right now day to day.
Well, I mean, grew up around refrigeration without even noticing it, came up from day to day being a normal second nature to my dad. And then asked me one day, hey, you know what? I know you want to wrench. What do you think about doing refrigeration? I was like, sounds awesome. I think we should do it. So, I mean, he sent me to a trade school in Modesto called Modesto Technical. Went to that trade school for 10 months and then came home, went right to work in the industrial side. And then ever since then, it's been since that day.
Just grinding away, making your way. So you're still doing industrial refrigeration, working on big plants. Tell people a little bit more about what kind of plants you work on day to day, the size of them, the scope of them, and what they do for society as a whole.
So right now I take care of a couple cold storage facilities, one production facility. One of them is R22, but central plant, about 10,000 pounds cold storage. And I take care of a production plant that is about 40,000 pound ammonia plant, a couple screw compressors, Same old stuff we always see.
Yeah. We always see, but a lot of people don't see it. So a lot of our listeners and viewers are people who are familiar with either residential units, maybe some supermarket package units. So I'm really trying to get the idea out there of how big an industrial plant is and how big the stuff that we work on is. So when you say 40,000 pounds, you're talking 40,000 pounds of refrigerant.
Yes, correct, of refrigerant. I'm talking a receiver that you would see that would be the same size of a semi truck,
Right.
And you walk in and it has 9 screw compressors, 2 pump restricted packages, 40 evaporators.
Yep.
Just I mean, a lot of stuff that now to me is not as crazy as it is to somebody that doesn't know what they're looking at.
Right.
But yeah, to me it's quite normal. Oddly, it's like a second nature to me now.
Good for you, man, and good for you grinding up. And I'm proud of you. It was fun. Fun fact here: I helped train this guy when he was starting to become a brand new technician, and I may have almost wrung his neck a few times, but he made it. He made it, and he did what he was supposed to do. And Papa trained him well, and he made it happen. And I'm super proud to watch him grow to where he's at. So, how was it growing up, kind of following in your dad's shoes in the trade?
Honestly, it was harder being the age I was, being 18, coming in these facilities, having my dad, having Steve Ray, Matt, all the older guys. And I mean, they just look at an 18-year-old different. So in reality, trying to fill his footsteps was not as hard as having a customer just look at me trustworthy,
Yeah.
So to this day, I still struggle with it, even though I've been doing it for this September will be 8 years.
8 years.
8 years in the field.
Oh, that's crazy. I can't believe you've been in there 8 years.
Yes.
So 8 years already in the trade. That's pretty incredible.
8 years in the field doing industrial.
Yeah. Was there any days that you felt like, holy shit, I'm not going to make it past this day?
Sadly, a lot.
That's pretty
Sadly, I mean, you guys had a lot of trust in me, so you guys would send me to these facilities. Like, hey, dude, all you're doing is shut the plant down.
Yeah.
Like, oh, sounds easy.
Yeah.
I show up and I shut the plant down. The next thing I know, the vessel is high leveled. I'm dealing with stuff that I'm like, shit, I'm calling you guys left and right. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
It's been a lot, but I think that you guys put me through that and being trustworthy of me doing that kind of stuff has set me up better than the regular person.
For sure. And you've been able to handle it and known how to handle it. And of course, obviously, we had the trust in you. We knew you could do what you needed to do, but we knew you could do it and you did do it. But a lot of people may not know what a high level is. And like ammonia facility is comprised of many, many vessels of refrigerant that keep the refrigerant at the proper level.
Correct.
And sometimes if you have too much feeding or not enough coming back, the vessels will high level and it creates a dangerous situation.
Yes.
So the compressors may not suck refrigerant back into the suction line and destroy a compressor.
Yes.
So pretty cool. Any other crazy stories that you've had from the field that were just days where you're just like,
God, this is the fucking end of this.
Dude. Yeah. So a plant you're familiar with.
Okay.
I went there. I don't know why. I'll never forget this day. I went there to shut the plant down, to clean the tower, and no one told me. And I wasn't at the time. I wasn't aware of my surroundings. Check out a plant nowadays. You know, you walk in, you look around the piping place. This is this, whatever. But I shut that plant down, and no one informed me of the shutdown procedure. So when I went to go start it back up, the accumulator, which was just a suction header, but was used as an accumulator also because they upsized at the rack.
Yep.
That accumulator filled, stacked to the brim full of liquid, and I fired the plant back up, and the compressors took liquid, and they all tripped. Like, it was in the trade for maybe a year and a half at this time.
Yeah.
So when the compressors all tripped, they all took liquid, so they tripped on high pressure because you obviously can't compress liquid.
Yeah.
They all tripped on high pressure, and I thought they all blew up. So every compressor that started took on liquid, all took on high head, but I didn't know that. So I was like, oh, I blew up all the compressors. I'm fucking screwed. And call my dad. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Dude, the compressors blew up. He's like, no, they didn't. I'm like, they all took on liquid. They all sounded crazy, and they all shut off. I don't know what's going on. He's like, yeah, he's like, you know what, dude? This is what you got to do. So he gave me the rundown.
Yeah.
But to this day, something that forever changed my life. Because I was like, you know what? I probably should never do that again.
I should probably walk this thing out and understand what I'm getting into before I start flipping switches.
Yes.
Well, we probably send you into a lot more situations than that, but that's okay. And at least you figured it out and you learned from it.
Yes.
What does a perfect day at work look like for you these days? Now that you've been doing it for a little while, what is a good day?
I mean, I'm happy to come to a plant nowadays that, let's say a customer has called and said, hey, this is going on. We have these issues, and I can come in there and I can make adjustments, and then these problems start slowly fading away. And then I come in and do my PMs, and the plant is just running super smooth. You know, they're like, hey, we've actually dropped money in electrical.
Yeah.
Our electrical bill's lower than it's ever been. Our water bill's been lower than it's ever been. You know, just by doing small stuff. I went to a condensing tower, and I evaporated condensing tower, and I noticed that the overflow was blowing by. So I go in the tower, I set the float up, you know, so it's not going through the overflow. Doing stuff like that to set these plants up, and then have these customers recognize what I'm doing for them.
Yeah, getting the defrost dialed in and stuff like
that. You know, get all the stuff done from. So today, a good day at work is going to the plant. They're just like, hey, dude, this place is running great. We're super grateful. You know, just do your thing. You're doing great.
So that seeing your hard work pay off, and your understanding of the whole plant's operation is a big deal. And good on you for that, because a lot of people don't realize, but in an industrial plant, I mean, a fucking 3 or 4 inch water header on a tower feeding over by like just a few centimeters on the dial can cost them thousands and thousands of dollars a month, like in wasted water, wasted electricity for the tower running, and it's just literally going down the drain. That's money down the drain. So good on you, and good on you for understanding that purpose at such a young age, that a good day is having your customer system operate the way it's supposed to, the way it's intended to. And that's pretty awesome. So good on you for that. What was been the hardest part for you coming up, just overall in the trade? Like, what would you say is like, man, that fucking sucked?
Honestly, I really think the hardest part is coming up at a young age. That has been the hardest part for me, is because I know I'm capable of the job. You know, I've been taught by you. I've been taught by my dad. I've been taught by Matt Brandt, Steve Bray, Randy Gary. I've been taught by a handful of the best. OGs, a handful of the best. So coming up at a young age, and these guys just kind of shrugging me off, you know, that's been the hardest part. It's just, it's been like, I really could help you guys out.
Yeah.
And you're not giving me the time of day.
No, we gave you the time of day.
Not you guys. No, I'm not saying, I'm saying the customer.
God, you.
No, I'm saying the customer is basically saying, hey, like, we'd rather have this guy in here that is a couple years older than me, you know, and
the customer like looking at you like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I think I'm a fucking kid. That has been the hardest part of coming up for me.
Has that part also motivated you to become better at what you do and be able to present yourself better, to understand, like, so you can blow the customer away with your knowledge and your ability?
Yeah, and fun fact is, Brad Gates here is top tier at customer conversation all day long. You ask anybody out there, they will tell you that Brad can talk to any customer, and the customer is all for Brad. So what I have learned from coming up in the trade is that the customer relationship is almost top notch over anything.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, cool. Wrenching is a huge part of it, but yeah, I mean, it made me want to get better. So then finally, when I started getting these guys to trust me, and then all of a sudden they're just like, wow, like, you actually, you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
I'm like, I guess so.
That's a beautiful story. I love hearing that, and thank you for sharing that with us. And the customer relations is very important because the customer themselves, they don't know shit about what we're doing technically.
No.
They don't know shit about what's happening, and that's why, unfortunately, so many customers get run over in this industry because the technicians just go in there and razzle dazzle them.
Yes.
Because they don't understand what it actually is. So if you can talk slick, then you win. But that's not the case for us. We want to make the shit right. We want to make the shit as best as we possibly can. And that's what we try to do every single time. What is your final word for the young bucks who are trying to come up in the trade? What would you say to a youngster who's thinking about trying to do what you did? If you had to give them some advice, what would you tell them?
Honestly, I would just say be patient. The hardest part is you're not going to learn refrigeration within a year. Industrial, all styles of refrigeration, you're never going to learn it in a year. You're not going to learn it in 2 years. And what I have learned from my peers, the people who have taught me, is that you're going to get knocked down a bunch. It's going to there's going to be a lot of rough days, and you're going to think that I can't do this shit. But one day it does click, So what I would say is just be patient and take it day by day. Don't fucking do too many things at once, Just try to learn it and try to actually grasp the terminology, and it really does work out.
Yeah.
But,
You keep grinding.
you fucking just keep grinding, and then all of a sudden you're out here taking care of these fucking giant plants that people don't think you could, and next thing you know,
There you go.
you're the man.
And never be anybody's underdog. That's right.
Right.
I love you, bud.
No, dude.
I'm proud of you, man.
Thank you so much.
Fuck yeah. Appreciate it. Hey, everybody. We're excited to welcome our next guest on the show. He's a good friend of ours, another camping buddy, longtime tradesman. I worked with him at my previous company. Very experienced gentleman. I say that word loosely. No shit. Scott Steiner, welcome to the show. Thank you for coming along and hanging out with us, bro.
That's why I'm here.
That's right. So tell us how long you've been in the trade.
Man, 15 years residential. You think you've been in enough houses?
Okay.
Man, like you go home and you think your house is clean, and then you go to somebody else's house that has like cat turds like in their carpet. You're like, yo, my house is clean.
Your house is super
It's
clean.
super duper clean. Like it's bad.
Okay. So you
Yeah.
did residential for 15 years and then you moved into like more commercial stuff?
Yeah, industrial, the best, like IntelliPacks and stuff like that. Sometimes I like to do side jobs just so I can wake up Monday morning and appreciate my job more. You know what I mean?
Just to get back to the old school resi stuff and get back to your job.
Absolutely. Dude.
Okay.
Like I do like 20 minutes of duct work. I wake up Monday morning. I'm like, this is so much better.
This is way better.
Yeah, this is way better.
So how long you been in the trade overall, and what do you do pretty much day to day now?
16 years, and now I just I fix stuff. I don't work on refrigeration, which I want to. I want to do what's going to get me home, what's going to make my kids happy, and I got my specialty.
Yeah.
Like I do it, I go home and the kids are happy and I have time when I go home. You know what I mean? But now, like if you did it at like square one, you got to do refrigeration.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But like what are you doing?
If you're
day
going
to
to
day?
start at square one, there's no refrigeration in an attic in somebody's house.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like that's not square one.
That's true.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you would have liked to skip all the attic time.
Absolutely.
But you learned a lot from it.
HVAC. R is the important part. The R. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm the R part.
Yeah,
my
absolutely.
career historically has been the R part. However, I don't devalue the HVAC part. It's very important, and we all need it. It's extremely necessary. What is your favorite part about the trade overall as a whole?
I feel like if you're in the trade and you're doing it, it's because you want to. Like Steve Ray said it the best. He's like, if you want to fix something, you're gonna fix it.
Yeah.
If not, you're just not gonna fix it.
Fair enough.
It's that easy.
So what is your favorite tool and why?
I have a pair of needle nose that I blew up and it has like a little circle in it. And I use that to strip it.
How'd you blow them up? Tell us that story. It's a good story.
A coworker got a hold of it.
There's a coworker. We're blaming the coworker.
His name was Daniel.
Okay. It's Daniel's fault. And congrats on the baby, Daniel.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Congrats on the baby.
Man. But
Baby Wyatt, I believe. Baby Wyatt. That's cool.
I see a lot of people with like backpacks that go up on the roof, and like if you can manage like 7 tools, you'll be fine.
You'll be
You
fine.
know what I mean?
So the needle nose with the dentin and the
That's a stripper. That's a needle nose. That's like a 10-in-1.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Maybe we should patent that motherfucker.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
a little
yeah.
business deal or something.
Could
like
be.
the Dano needle nose.
Yeah, that's
something
what we're
like
going to
that.
call it.
Okay. What do you think sucks the most about the trade these days?
Nobody wants to do it, and everybody expects you to do it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like
overall as a whole.
they're like, dude, it's not fixed yet. You're like, go find somebody else then. And nobody else knows how to do this nowadays.
Yeah.
Like my kids may end up in college or may not, but if he doesn't end up in college, I want to teach him a trade, and that might be one of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Trade.
Like there's one thing if you stick with electricity, plumbing, and HVAC, you'll always have a job.
Yeah. That's
always have a job.
That's great advice.
Always have a job.
That is great advice. What's your least favorite part about the trade these days? What part do you hate as much as anything?
Man, being in a freezer, that sucks.
Being in a freezer does suck.
That's the worst, dude. Like I could be on top of a roof just sweating it out, or in Palm Springs, 145 in an attic. I'm like, that's all right. It's all right.
Yeah.
You get in a freezer, dude. You just go. It's you can't even talk right. But as part of the trade, like once you get that equipment, like you got the right gear and you go in there, then you're all right.
Yeah.
Then you're all right.
Yeah. So no freezer work without the proper gear.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. I love that. What do you think should change in the next 10 years in the trade?
I think everybody should be more angry towards the new people. You know what I mean? Like they show up and you're like, oh, you suck. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like bring it. Like when my dad was bringing me into some non-existent trade because he didn't teach me anything ever. He was still yelling at me. You know what I mean? But like, I get this new guy and I don't have to yell at him because he's already been through it. I was like, thank God I don't have to do it. But like, there's some people you need to yell at profusely.
Yeah.
Like, you're angry and you need to yell at them. At the end of the day, like 4 months from now, they're going to be like, hey man, I appreciate that.
Appreciate you yelling at me.
I appreciate you. And they're going to give me a hug. They're going to tell his friends about me. Like, this guy sucked, but he's one of the coolest guys I've ever met. That's something that's getting lost in the trade.
Sometimes being a dick pays off.
Absolutely.
I can see that. I mean,
absolutely.
Justin Mix is also on this episode somewhere on there. And I gave him a little bit or a lot of tough love through my time helping bring him up to where he's at now. And I think he can appreciate it. And maybe he earned it. I don't know. But maybe I was just being a crusty old dick. But that's a great answer. And I appreciate the honesty. He's doing his damn thing. That kid's been rocking for many years now. And I'm impressed.
So somebody yelled at him long enough that he's doing this awesome.
That would be like, me and his pops and Matt Brandt and everybody else.
His dad did a good job.
That's for
and
sure.
And wants to make him do better.
That's for sure.
That's something that's been lost in the trade.
So you're saying that the old guys should yell at the young guys a lot more, but
as long as their wives aren't looking at when they're doing it, they're like, you need to be nice to him. You're like, yo, dude, like,
fine. What would your advice be to the young guy?
When you go to school, if you want to do something like this, do not go into residential. Do not go into residential unless you want to listen to somebody say, hey, it's 78 in my house and I can't sleep. Then that's not the trade for you. If you fix stuff and not complain about their stuff, refrigeration.
Or commercial
refrigeration. Do refrigeration. Like I can't stress that. I cannot stress this enough. Do refrigeration. HVAC is a hobby. Unless you get really, really, really good at it, like I did for 15 years, and you manage to make it a career, do not do HVAC.
All right. That's a good answer. I love that.
Absolutely.
So you would recommend getting into refrigeration rather than HVAC?
Absolutely.
Have you had any crazy days where you're just like, what the fuck am I doing here? Do you have any memorable days that were just like crazy and you're like, what the fuck?
I went up to Victorville once and I knocked on a door and somebody answered the door. And then all our kids came around and they're like, are you my dad? I was like, you get so many crazy instances in residential. Like you could be in an apartment, you could be in a home, you could be in so many different
scenarios. Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane. Like I show up to a house and there's shoes outside. I'm like, well, I gotta take my shoes off. But like you need to learn how to relate to customers.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
like I've had a lot of customers and I need to know what not to do. Like I need to take my shoes off or I need to do this. Refrigeration, you walk in, you fix it. That's it.
That's it. That's all you got to do. So refrigeration is easy. HVAC is hard. You heard it here, folks. First, folks. What days that have you had that have just been nightmare days as far as the job goes that were brutal and you just were like, they almost broke you, or you're like, how the fuck am I going to get through this? But you managed to handle it.
When you get stuck in an attic, you just want to be stuck in there. Like you don't want to come back out. It's the worst. You don't ever want to do it again. Do not do HVAC. Do refrigeration.
Okay.
I will tell you right now, phone, please do refrigeration.
All right. Well, my phone now knows.
Refrigeration. Absolutely. Like you're a smart guy, man. Like you know what you're doing.
I wouldn't go that far.
Smartest guy, I know. I know like 3 guys.
You know at least 7.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, but it's tough, man. Like when you have to do residential and relate with a lot of people, and if somebody ever gave me a piece of advice, it was you can't find money under an old man's mattress.
Depends on the old man.
No,
some old men have money under their mattress. No,
it doesn't matter. It's you go to work for a commercial site, fix it.
Okay.
You go to a residential site, this and that, and this and that, and then let me call my wife, and this and that. You do commercial, fix it. You're like, that's what I do.
So you enjoy commercial way better than residential?
I would never go. I do residential to remind myself how much I want to wake up Monday morning to do industrial.
Okay, commercial and industrial. So you heard it there. Commercial and industrial HVAC/refrigeration.
Hey, commercial's cool. You get to industrial, 1,000 times better. And you do need somebody to help you out and take you under your wing.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That's
like,
true.
Like how Mike or whoever.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Mike was my mentor for sure. But
absolutely.
You kind of came in our scene on your own and handled your own thing. I've watched your career through the years and you kind of been an outlier. And you kind of still are from our circumstances with our friend group and the companies that we work with. How is that for you? I mean, you seem to be doing very well at it and you're thriving in your own lane. How does that make you feel? And tell us more about that.
Well, it makes me feel good that like I'm doing exactly what I've been doing, just at a larger scale. Like I tell everybody, like you got to get that 7-year mark and then it's downhill.
Yeah.
Like you get that 7-year, maybe 10, it's all downhill from there.
Right.
You wake up in the morning, you're like, I got to do this. No big deal. The worst thing I can do is mess it up again. So we diagnosed the motor.
Yeah.
Bad. Of course. Second motor was bad. It died after we left the job site. I'm like, yeah, just let the dude know.
Shit happened.
The guy was super cool because we're always honest. You know what I mean? Like,
honesty,
I'm like, hey, man.
Honesty does help.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You tell the dude, you're like, hey, man, last time I was here, bad motor. He's like, what happened to this one? It went bad. He's like, just went bad. You're like, hey, man, dude, I've put in 4 motors in the same unit, all bad motors from the factory.
Wow.
And the customer is still good to you. You know what I mean? As long as you're straight up honest.
That's good customer.
The customer is very, actually it was like 2 or 3 motors, but like
2 or 3 is good. That makes sense.
Yeah, it was like, man, like I even got the motor and I spun it in front of the dude. I was like, you hear that, right? He's like, yeah, whatever. And then I left and they came back. I was like, it's bad.
Yeah. That's terrible.
Yeah.
That happens sometimes.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about your shirt. What'd that say?
It's just a goat eating ice cream. It's no big deal.
Throat goat. Okay. Fair enough.
My wife bought me this shirt. It's no big deal.
Nothing to see here, folks. Nothing to see here.
Yeah, nothing to see here, boys.
Awesome.
But, yeah, it is a good trade. And Steve Ray told me this. He said, if you can fix people's problems, you will have a job forever.
I love that. And
absolutely.
Steve Ray's very good at that.
Steve Ray's one of the smartest people I've ever met in my life.
I can agree with that 100%.
Absolutely.
I did ask him to come on the podcast. Steve Ray, come on, buddy.
And we'll get you later, dude. We'll get you later.
Big dog.
Hey, I'm here now. You're next.
Look at that. Where you at, Steve?
I recommend anything to like younger people.
Well, what would you tell
have
them?
like internet?
Yeah, what's internet?
And
I
like,
think most younger people.
Yeah,
have
I know, right? Like, then they have podcasts. Like, I really recommend listening to stuff like this because, like, back in the day, you would listen to radio and whatever it is. But nowadays, you're able to like learn by listening to like certain podcasts or whatever it may be. Like you can actually learn stuff just by plugging your earbud in your ear and just listening to something. And somebody's like, oh my God, here's how a relay works, or here's how this works. And you can listen to it. You know what I mean? Like that, I feel like that's an advantage nowadays.
I love that. Speaking of learning stuff, what would be one technical thing you would have to say to the young bucks that might be listening right now? What's one technical spec of expertise that you could give to the young bucks? What would you share with them?
You're always wrong. And if you think you know everything, you're wrong.
Okay.
Absolutely. I've opened up condensing units with snakes in it, or I've done the craziest stuff. Rats are in the furnaces, or like the weirdest thing you would never think of will happen.
Okay.
Whatever you're like, nah, it can't be that. Just remind yourself, it will probably be that.
Keep an open mind.
Absolutely.
That's excellent.
Absolutely.
That's actually a really great
I had a job where they were running low on propane, and that was the problem.
Okay.
And their furnace would stop working. And nobody ever thought to look at like, hey, man.
The propane tank. And it was a propane operated
furnace. We went over there and were like, hey, man, your propane's empty. He's like, it's at 10%. And you're like, that doesn't matter. Like, it has to be above like 15% for it to actually work.
Makes sense.
And then, it was a problem.
That's perfect.
But if you think you know everything, like, you just go back home and think about that.
Yeah, that's true. That's great. That's a great piece of final advice, and we appreciate it. We appreciate you being with us today and taking your time to sit here and shoot the shit with us. If you're a youngster in the trade and you're starting to think you know everything, you don't fucking know everything. You heard it here from Scotty Steiner. You don't know everything. Think outside the box. Don't hone in on one problem. You'll be all right.
Take a break. Go home. Think about it later. You'll figure it out.
Maybe not go home. If your boss lets you go home, that's fine. But maybe just go back to your truck.
Just let it sink in and think about it.
Maybe just go back to your truck and like have an ice cream or some shit. You'll be all right. Maybe a rock star or whatever.
If you want to figure it out, you will.
Yeah.
That's the end of the story.
According to Steve Ray and Scotty, heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Kings of Cold Podcast. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate you. Hey, everybody. Excited to welcome one of the young bucks. He's just coming up in the trade. He's been around the trade most of his life, and he's finally out there banging bars with the big boys. Dane Wilcher. We're excited to have him on. Thanks for joining us, brother.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Tell us who you are and what you do day to day.
My name is Dane Wilcher. I'm 19. I've been doing HVAC for about 10 months now. Came straight out of high school, went to trade school, 10 months in trade school, and then went straight into working. Just trying to get better at the trade, picking up stuff along the way. Have a lot of people to learn from. So just picking it up, trying to get better day by day. But I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, that's good. Like I said, you've been around the trade a long time. I mean, I've known you since you were just a little guy. What finally influenced your decision to actually decide you wanted to move further in the trade and pursue a career in this?
COVID. Yeah. COVID. That was a big part, is kind of falling behind in school and with my grades, kind of realizing that college is out of the picture a little bit. Kind of like just deciding that a trade, just hearing from everybody else, like how much the trades have helped their life and having a career and being able to support themselves and their families, just getting started on it early.
Yeah.
I made that decision like junior year, senior year, like just get into it, go ahead and do it, and at least start an HVAC and see where I can go.
Okay.
Kind of make my way into refrigeration. But it kind of started at COVID. That was the big turning point.
Okay. Good for you. Good for you. You went through trade school, then you jumped into the trade. What's been your favorite part so far about the trade overall?
I think almost the lack of consistency of things always changing.
Yeah.
Like one day you're doing a PM, it's really easy. One day you're coil cleaning, and now you're on service. Mm-hmm. You're staying out late. You're waking up early. You're starting early. There's so many elements.
Yeah.
It never gets old.
Yeah.
It doesn't get boring. I mean, I've only been in there 10 months, but like even in that span, things can get boring really quick.
Yeah.
And it hasn't got boring.
Yeah.
That's a big part for me, is, it not getting stale.
Yeah. I've been doing it for a long, long time, and it's still not stale.
Yeah.
And I'm still enjoying the trip, and I'm still constantly learning. What would you say has been the most challenging part for you as a young buck coming up in the game?
I'd say, as far as the trade, the hardest part is, it kind of goes back to the last question, dealing with the inconsistency.
Okay.
not knowing what you're going to have to be doing on a day-to-day basis.
It's your favorite and your least favorite part.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's getting used to that. Is when coming straight out of school, you're going to school every day, same time, same days a week, learning basically the same stuff. It doesn't change that fast.
Mm-hmm.
And even in trade school, it changed, but it wasn't that quick. And it was still same schedule, routine, and not having a routine, getting used to not having a routine. But like as far as within the trade, I'd say troubleshooting, electrical. Electrical is one of the biggest parts of HVAC. Everything in HVAC basically revolves around electrical. So
Yeah.
Trying to get used to how everything revolves around the electrical.
Yeah, and the components,
Right.
for sure, and what the components do. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes perfect sense. What do you expect from the trade in the next 5 to 10 years? I mean, are you looking forward to doing this for a career, or like, what's your overall game plan on it?
I mean, that's my plan. That's why I got into it, is to be able to, progress and stay in that lane, or whether I stay in that lane or go into refrigeration or whatever it might be, is to kind of start here and continue with it and just continue to get better.
Yeah.
But like as far as within the trade, next 5 to 10 years, it's only going to get more advanced and kind of adapting to how it evolves.
It's going to change a lot,
It
for
is.
sure. It's
It is.
definitely going to change. The trade's constantly evolving. You do have a lot of mentorship and leadership overall within the group of folks that you know, as we'll be able to see through this episode, and the people out here that just camp and hang out with us.
Right.
Has that been a big influence in your career overall? It's like people to be able to like have guys on the horn to get a hold of and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it is the motivation, and that like the influence is that's where it came from. Is hearing how, like I've said, like already, it's hearing how they've got into it, enjoyed it, and been able to support the families.
Yeah.
But yeah, having those guys around, it's a big help. Like being able to have all these resources, never feeling like kind of left out to dry.
Yeah.
If it makes sense. But
Yeah, absolutely.
picking out individually, like from each person, all the stuff that they know and tricks they learn, all that stuff.
For sure.
Yeah, and
That's a big deal.
having somebody that I've known for my entire life as my service manager, it helps a lot. But
Yeah. Shout out to Matt Brandt, fucking TBI service manager over there. Okay. We had to give him a little shout. He actually told us before the show kicked off that we had to give him a shout out, but Dane did it. Good job, my man. Good job. So if you were to talk to young bucks who told you like, man, I'm thinking about getting into the trades, what would you say?
Start early. Start as early as possible. The later you start, the harder it's going to be to adapt to what's going on in the trade. Like I went to school, to trade school with some guys my age, some guys that are older that have already been through 10, 15 jobs.
Yeah.
Running around doing this side work, this trade doesn't work, go do whatever it might be, work in retail, whatever it is. Start early and get ahead of it, so that even if it doesn't work out, at least you have the experience from something like HVAC refrigeration. It's very complex. HVAC it's a bunch of trades combined into one. So it's learning that early, even if HVAC specifically doesn't work out, it's kind of helps you pick a lane.
That's
welding,
great advice.
all of it. So,
yeah, that's actually really great advice, because it is a whole bunch of trades wrapped up into one bin. And honestly, you're one of the first folks I've heard say it, like put it in that manner where like, even if it doesn't work out for you in the long run and you don't decide it's for you, for your career, you should be proud of yourself for being that fourth knowing. But that's excellent advice, and you should be definitely proud of that. So you mostly do commercial HVAC these days, is what you're working on? What kind of systems do you typically work on day to day?
Typically rooftop package units. I do a lot of retail sites, so it's a lot of 5-ton, 3-ton, up to 10 to 15.
Okay.
We have some bigger sites that I'm trying to get involved with, like getting used to the bigger stuff, 70-ton boxcar units. But as far as my day to day, what I'm doing by myself, it's a lot of 5-ton Carrier, York, all kind of stuff like that, and just getting more familiar with those type of systems.
Okay, that's perfect. How much have you enjoyed being out there kind of on your own, solving your own problems, getting your own tools up and down the roof and fucking handling it day to day?
I think it was scary at first, not like starting out with somebody. I was with the first 3-4 months, I was with somebody basically every day. So that period after that 4 months, getting all my own accounts and stuff like that, it was a little bit difficult to get used to, but I enjoyed working by myself, kind of being in my own zone and just getting my work done.
Yeah.
I still like to work with guys when the opportunity's there, installs and stuff like that. But yeah, I like it both ways. Like having somebody with you and just like chopping it up all day
Yeah.
and getting the work done. And if I'm by myself, I'm fine with that. Just kind of lock in and do my own
Enjoying
thing.
the
And
day.
yeah.
Okay. Hell yeah. Last question here for the day. You've been in the trade for a short period of time and you've had some analysis on what's going on in trade. What's one thing that you think you wish would change in the trade in the next 5 to 10 years?
At least in the next 10 years, I wish that it's not necessarily regarded to me, myself, or our company, but it's just picking up other people's messes. Kind of. I wish other companies and just the trade of HVAC in general was not such a get it done and leave it how it is.
Yeah.
Taking pride in your work. And that way, when it's our job to pick up their messes or their job to pick up our messes, whatever it might be, you're not having to deal with BS,
Yeah.
Like,
That's right. You heard it here, folks. Don't be a lazy fuck. Pick your shit up. I'm sick of seeing your goddamn leftover compressors and condensing units on the roof.
indeed.
Pick your shit up. Put the caps back on. Stop being a lazy fuck. You heard it here first. Dane Wilcher. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
Appreciate
your time, big dog. Our next guest on the show is been around the trade as long as I've been in the trade and way, way, way longer. He's one of the OGs. A lot of us owe our expertise in our career to the knowledge that he shared and the information that he's given us. He's been around for many years, and we're looking forward to hearing his story. The next guest on our show is Mr. Dennis Pyle. Thank you for joining us today, sir.
No problem.
Yeah, thank you. When did you start in the trade, and how long have you been doing refrigeration?
Probably for 36 years and been retired for 11.
Already retired for 11 years. That's very incredible. What year did you start doing it, and what got you into the trade?
Well, it was probably in about 72.
72. Wow, that's impressive. Okay.
I worked for Rick Logan,
Okay.
Logan's Refrigeration.
Huh?
Yeah, did all the shitholes down in LA.
There's plenty of those for sure.
Yeah, yep.
There's plenty of those. What made you decide to finally get into it when you did go to it? You were how old were you?
Well, I was probably in my early 30s, and I was a machinist for probably 12 years for that.
Shit.
Yeah.
So you're already a tradesman.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So what happened, I was running around with Rick Logan and his brother-in-law and stuff, and they decided to start a business. So the machinist wasn't doing too well as far as pay, so I got into this trade.
Yeah.
Yep.
Money seems to be a pretty common theme to drag people into this.
Yeah. Well, I worked for him for 15 years.
Wow, 15 years. That's incredible. That's incredible. That's a long time to work for a person. And you were in the trade. When I started at the company that kind of gave me my takeoff, Dennis was over there just kind of finishing up his technician days and starting in the office for a little while before retiring. And like he said, now he's been retired for 11 years, which is incredibly impressive to be retired for 11 years from such a tough trade. What was your favorite part about the trade when you were doing it?
Well, probably the money.
Okay. That's a good, honest answer for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you put your mind to it and you take and work at it and do a good job, you can make good money in that trade.
That's for sure. That's definitely for sure. And one of the things I hear a lot from guys is that you start to learn stuff that's kind of outside of the stuff you would normally learn between electrical and plumbing. And then next thing you know, you're fixing everything at your house and you never need to call somebody over.
Well, see, when I started out, you did AC, you did ammonia systems, you did ice machines.
Yep.
I mean, you did it all.
That's for sure.
And after I quit Rick Logan, I went to work for John LaBelle, Industrial Engineers. I don't know if you heard of him
I
or
have
not.
not. No, I have not.
Yeah, he's into big ammonia systems and stuff.
Okay.
And I worked for him for about 7 years. I quit that job and I went to work for Nacho, Mechanic Refrigeration.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know you worked for them at some point. That's pretty interesting to hear. What was your least favorite part about the job through all the years of doing it?
The least favorite part is getting up at midnight and going out on a service call.
I think nobody likes that. I don't think anybody likes that part for sure. And yeah, you're just like, what you get yourself into and how long you're going to be there, right?
Right. Yeah.
Because you don't get to go home until the problem's solved, unfortunately.
Well, yeah, and being on call, they call you out in the middle of the night and you go on a service call and you come home 1 o'clock in the morning. Next thing you know, it's 4 o'clock. You're getting another call to go out again.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can't miss the 6 o'clock job that you already had scheduled from the day before, right?
Right. Well, you had to be to work at 6 o'clock the next morning.
Exactly. I've done that a few times where you just sleep in your service van at the next customer after a service call and say, fuck it, I'm gonna just drive to the next customer and go to sleep and figure it out that way.
Well, I think the longest I ever worked was 40 hours straight without coming home.
Holy shit, that's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. What do you think one of the biggest things that has changed from the time you started in the trade till today is?
Computers.
Yeah.
Everything's computerized.
Yeah, plug it in. So everything used to be pretty much manual controls when you were doing it back in the day. Huh?
Right. Yeah, you can sit at home and pull a plant up on your computer at home. You're logged into it and start the plant back up if you don't have no major problems or issues.
Yeah, just watch your levels and stuff, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, the computers are a big deal. You're probably kind of far removed from what's going on in the trade today, but if there was one thing you could change about it when you were still working in the trade, what would it be?
Oh, I don't know if I'd change anything or not.
Okay.
I mean, you got to go with the progress.
Okay, that's right. You got to go with the flow, and I love that.
Yep.
If computers are the wave, then learn the computer and get on with it. I love that answer. That's a great answer. Around here and then around our group of friends, we all know a bunch of Dennisisms. I've been joking about them, even this weekend, especially because I knew I was going to get you on an interview real quick here. But one of my favorite ones is they don't call you good for nothing. Where'd you come up with that? And I still don't know if it's an insult or a compliment, but I love it. But where'd you come up with that Dennisism?
Well, that was at West Coast Foods down in LA.
Okay.
I got their plant running there and they were all happy. And the plant manager, he says, that's a good job. He says, you did, And I says, yep. I says, they don't call me good for nothing.
Yeah, we love that one. I remember you telling me that when I was just a young buck coming up. They don't call you good for nothing. Fuck, I don't know if I'm proud of myself or offended. I don't know. And I still use that one to this day. It's a great one. So thank you so much for taking your time to chat with us. I see your hat says Veteran U.S. Navy on there, and we appreciate your service, especially on this Memorial Day weekend when we're thinking about all the folks who gave the ultimate sacrifice. So thank you so much for being on the show,
Cool.
sir. Thank you. You're awesome, man. Any final words for the young bucks coming up in the trade?
Keep working.
Keep working. That's all there is to it. Just keep working, folks.